Functions of RBI. Hello, welcome back. If you are tuning in for the first time, I'm glad that you are here. And if you are a returning listener, you already know we are breaking down big, complex ideas into something you can actually understand over a cup of chai. Today, we are talking about something that quietly shapes every rupee in your pocket, every loan you have ever taken, and the very health of our economy. Well, we are talking about the Reserve Bank of India. Yes, the RBI. Now, I know that some of you might be thinking, oh no, economics. Don't worry, just stay with me. Because once you understand what RBI actually does, you would start seeing it everywhere. Yes, literally everywhere. Let's get into it. Issuer of currency. So, let's start with the most basic question, friends. Who prints money? You might be thinking, it's the government. And well, you are partly correct. The Ministry of Finance handles the printing of 1 rupee note and all the coins. But everything else, the tens, 50s, 100 and 500 currencies, all the notes comes from RBI. RBI has something called the issuing department, which is solely dedicated to putting currency into circulation. And here's the fun detail. Every note you have held has the signature of RBI governor on it. Banker to the government. Okay, here is a role not many people think about, which RBI actually does. That is, banker to the government itself. Think about it. The government collects taxes, makes payment, runs various social schemes, borrows money. All of that involves banking, right? RBI actually manages this all. It maintains government accounts, collects funds, makes payment on behalf of government. And when the government needs some money or maybe a short-term loan, RBI steps in. It also manages government securities, those bonds that the government issues to borrow money from the general public. Next comes banker to the banks. Now, here it is where it gets really interesting. RBI is also called as Bankers Bank. Now, what does that actually mean? Well, think of the various banks, maybe SBI, HDFC, Kotak or any other bank. All these banks have their accounts with RBI. They keep a portion of their cash reserve with RBI. And if a commercial bank ever hits a financial rough time, it can come to RBI for short-term loans. The RBI at the same time also provides centralized clearing mechanism. It helps all these banks settle transactions with each other quickly, easily and efficiently. It is like a bank that sits above all other banks. Regulator. And since RBI sits at the top, it also plays the role of the regulator and the supervisor at the same time. Under the Act of RBI, which was passed in 1934, and Banking Regulation Act of 1949, RBI has the power to inspect banks, supervise their management, control how they expand and monitor the quality of loans they give out. Actually, all the banks have to submit regular financial reports to the Reserve Bank of India. Next comes credit and currency control. Friends, RBI actually controls the supply of money and credit in our economy. Now, why does that matter so much? Because too much money, when it chases too few goods, it leads to inflation. And when there is less money and credit, the economy slows down. The RBI is constantly walking this tightrope and maintaining the balance. Now, it does through various tools. One of the tools is open market operations. It buys and sells government securities to inject or absorb money from the system. It at the same time adjusts interest rates, change reserve requirements and set credit limits for various commercial banks. Well, this is arguably the most powerful function of the RBI, and it affects every single one of us, whether we realize it or not, that's a different story. Now comes foreign exchange. Friends, RBI actually controls foreign exchange. Every dollar, euro, or every pound that flows either within or outside the country, RBI is watching it. It appoints foreign exchange dealers and requires every transaction to be reported. Well, this keeps our economy stable and protects the value of rupee against the global volatility. And finally, RBI also plays a promotional role. How? It channelizes the credit to various priority sectors in India. Example, agriculture, small businesses, export industries, and it has even come up with schemes to provide various loans to the very poor and extremely low interest rates of this country. So, RBI is not just a regulator sitting in a glass tower. It's deeply involved in the development of this country. From the currency note in your wallet, to the interest rate on your home loan, to the India's standing at the World Bank, RBI is there everywhere, quietly, consistently doing its work. Well, that's it for today's episode. I hope this gave you a clearer picture of India's most powerful institution. If you have found this useful, do consider it sharing with someone who could use this little financial clarity in their life. Until next time we meet again, stay curious, stay informed. Thank you.